Hello everybody, and I just wanted to say a quick hello and welcome and thanks for stopping by artfulgenius.com. It's called Brains Are Built with Art because being creative and artistic is so important to our children, and it's very, very important in jobs of the future. I mean, the pace of life is changing so rapidly, technological advances are changing so rapidly. There's a quote that I love by a futurist called Alvin Toffler, and he says, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, it will be those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn." And basically the education system is really struggling to keep up with a lot of these things. So our children are learning a skill set of rote learning and facts and figures, and then regurgitating those out to a predefined format. And what's important is that we actually teach our children how to be learners, how to think. Future learning really is going to depend on our children's ability to make new connections between existing things and things that we haven't even conceived of as yet, and that is creative thinking. Apart from the future side of things, the participation in the arts, the skills that it can offer your children now are obviously their gross motor skills and their fine motor skills. So, you know, the pincer movements and the cutting movements and the large scale drawings and the buildings and the construction work and managing sellotape and glue and glitter and things like that. So the fine and gross motor skills, definitely. It helps them with their problem solving, because a lot of the time children will come to do construction work or to do something creative, and they'll do it and it will fail and they'll have to rethink and they'll try something different. And you find that if you leave children to their own devices, they actually do try lots of things and do these things for themselves. So it helps them with their problem solving and decision making. So they decide what colours they want to use on their papers. They decide how they're going to stick things down on the pages. They decide what elements to bring in and to create and put together. It's a whole new way to encourage them to look at the world, you know, to see things through a creative lens, to see things through possibility and what if and how do I and those kinds of questions to ask. So one of the key things is actually in helping you embrace your own creativity. Now, I normally in my talks put the question out to people, who here thinks they're creative? Put your hand up. And of course we get a fairly small number of parents who own their creativity. You know, sometimes we're lucky enough to have some artists or some business people or some entrepreneurs in the audience, but a lot of the time it's just, you know, mums and dads, and they say, I don't have a creative bone in my body, and that breaks my heart because it's so untrue. So much of what we do in our daily lives involves creativity, you know, problem solving, cooking a meal, doing the gardening, taking a picture, getting dressed in the morning, doing their hair and makeup. People completely discount their creativity. So those two free 12-week e-courses, one is aimed at parents to do with their children, and one is just aimed at people who wanted to be creative, more creative themselves. So I do encourage you to go and sign up for those. As I say, they are free. But back to the Brains Are Built with Art. In terms of your own creativity, my passion is actually about helping people and parents own and enjoy and embrace their own messy, crazy, kooky kind of creativity, and not to judge it. And in doing that, you'll help your children by modeling that creativity, by modeling that let's have a go and that not being afraid to fail. So the bottom line is that we don't know what the future holds in terms of innovation and technology and what our lives are going to look like. So by encouraging silly thinking, by encouraging imaginative thinking, by encouraging the whys and the what ifs and the how abouts in our children and ourselves, we're keeping that spirit alive, and we're helping them to be in a better position to adapt to change. And it's something that we have to do ourselves, and you will have known yourself throughout your careers how rapidly things have changed. Brains are built with art. Creativity is vitally important, and that ability to be a creative thinker. And if you would like to have me come out and speak to your play group or your kinder or a group of friends, I'm more than happy to do that. It's a free talk, and I love getting out and interacting with people and sharing my passion for the creative arts and encouraging creativity in your children.